I'm Jessica Wings. I've got two birds, Ollie, she's a 2-year-old blue-crowned conure, and Indy, who is a 2-year-old dusky conure, and I've been working with BirdTricks.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So I've loaded up Jinx, Bondi, the conures, Berry, Prim, and I moved Zip into the garage with the other birds. But I packed Jinx, and they are just screaming back and forth. Like I can literally hear them contact calling back and forth. Just Zip to Jinx, Jinx to Zip. Making me feel really bad for not bringing Zip. You hear that?
Presents have to say.
So Jinx and Zip are calling back and forth to each other. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad to not bring her.
She'll be so lonely.
Do you think it's good to separate them for a trip? And just see?
Should be okay, I think.
So do you think I should just leave Zip?
I think you should just bring her. He'll be happier.
Okay.
Twist my arm.
I really wanted to. You made it. You made it. Alright, I brought her.
He and we got started on TikTok together, so
Aww.
He was my little... See, she's gonna hide a little bit.
Aww.
But this is
They're
Indy,
really
and
beautiful.
he will be anybody's friend right off the bat.
Do you want a friend?
Do you want to hold him? Sure. He's really sweet.
Go ahead.
And who was that you said? Indy?
Indy, yeah. So I had Scooter, and then I named her Oliver. We thought she was a boy. And then found out she's a girl. So then we switched that to Ollie, which I was like, that's skating themed. So then he had to have a skating themed name too. So
that's great.
They're both skateboarding trick names.
That's awesome.
I used to, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I got too old for that.
I turned 19 and then I was like, you know.
Actually not super noisy. He would scream like for a reason, you know? Yeah, my goodness.
This is a great story.
So yeah, he would scream like if he wanted something, if he was calling me, but other than that, he was pretty quiet. But he's the noisiest bird by far I've ever had, so he is so noisy. Quack quack. Quack quack. Oh, stick your tongue out.
The rest of us are like, meh.
I know, we're all doing it.
Lollipop, stick your tongue out. Good girl.
That was a long time. I was like, had to look up.
I've never seen her do that.
She forgot what she was doing.
I know, it's just like,
Yeah, so I was explaining to them that Indy, my dusky conure, he just doesn't seem to learn things quite as easily as Ollie does, and so with certain things I kind of felt like I was giving up or having a little harder time with teaching him tricks that I wanted to teach him. But Jamie came in and explained to me how to do a little training with him and how I might be giving a little bit of confusing cues, and so fixing that and then putting it all together, and I was able to teach him a trick pretty quickly, so that was really fun.
So something really, really subtle but will help you in your training and just in your mindset when you're working with them is that when you ask him to spin, I would only accept the spins. Sorry, I am cueing you on accident. He's like, you want to wave? I would only accept the spin that is quiet or the whisper. So like, and then doesn't have any hesitation. So where he doesn't like turn around, pause, hey, there you go. You got your flight. Where he doesn't pause. That way you aren't accidentally pairing the spin with a high-pitched scream. Because he did that once or twice. See what I mean?
Yeah,
so he's doing those two behaviors together.
Did he spin? Good boy.
So that one was a little bit better, even though there was like a pause in between. He didn't make the high-pitched noise.
Yeah.
So I think it's easier to work through that one and phase out the high-pitched noise.
Gotcha. No.
But yeah,
Spin.
do you see how they've accidentally become paired together?
Spin.
There you go.
Boy. Yeah, I hadn't even noticed.
So just get picky. Just be like, okay, I know you can do it without the screaming. Yes.
Good boy.
And the more you only reward that kind of spin and not the high-pitched, the better it'll get.
Okay. Indeed.
I'm not an option. Like, or I could do this. Am I distracting you from over here?
Say, come on.
Oh my gosh, you're adorable.
Indeed. Come on. Yeah, come on.
Can you try showing the treats like in an open hand so that he knows what you've got?
Me?
Yeah, so see how you got his attention?
Oh, yeah.
There you
Good
go.
boy.
Now offer him a treat.
Wow. Indeed. Come on. Oh,
There we go.
good boy. Heck yeah, sorry. There you
So then slowly that will transition to here's the food that I have. Your hand closes, your cue goes up.
Oh, okay.
So he only responds to like the cue. He doesn't have to see the food anymore.
Indeed. Oh.
Because if your hand is open like that, he'll just fly to the food. And he's no longer
Yeah.
responding to your cue of like fly to my finger. So try just,
Come
yeah,
here.
sorry. I'm talking with my hands.
Indeed. You a treat?
So I would come closer and like show him the food, get his attention where he turns around on you, and then ask for something.
Indeed.
But since, yeah, so now.
Come here. Indeed. For treats.
Close.
Come on. Yeah, come
And I
on.
think we kind of lost him because he's distracted
Yeah.
with the toys. But did you kind of feel what I meant? Where you
Yeah.
get his attention first, he turns around, gives you his focus. That's when you don't need the treats in view anymore. You hold up your cue and he hopefully responds. But it happens really quickly.
Yeah. Okay. And then eventually you don't need to show it.
Correct. Yeah, he just knows
Phase
that
it out.
everything will be followed up with a treat because he understands like, oh, I fly to you to get the treat versus I fly to the treat.
Right.
Like luring is where they aren't thinking, they're just going to the food,
Uh-huh.
but actually understanding the behavior is responding to the cue, knowing the food is coming.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're gonna do it again. And every time we're gonna try to get him to lean to where he last did or a little further, and to make sure that you're only offering a single finger, because what's gonna happen is he's gonna try to wedge this way, and we're gonna always wanna teach him that he needs to be out on the finger going down.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
So he doesn't like lean into the hand more?
Yeah, so that it just gets sloppy over here, and his footing and his grasp won't be as
Right.
clean and good. He's gonna feel really secure on a single finger.
Okay. Break these up in a little tiny pieces.
He's like, what can I do?
Come on, Ollie. Come here, Ollie. Come here. Hi. Yeah, come on.
I just think he likes bossing your sister around. He's like, I can tell this human what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna try to, lure him onto your finger and then down. Yep, right there.
Good boy.
So the only thing is, make sure that he grabs the treat and he brings himself back up. Don't meet him. Yep. Oh my gosh, well that would be cute.
Good boy.
Good, you can give him another treat. Yep, 'cause he's just holding it. Most birds will get themselves back up. You can let him go on there too if you need to reset. So most birds will get themselves back up. He just hung out there, which is honestly what we want. So that's why I was like, give him another treat. So we just need to clearly mark that him fully extending his legs and dangling down is
That's
the
what we
trick.
want, okay.
And then you can work on duration, which he's already offering.
Cool.
So the biggest thing is have him come to you and step onto your finger, and then cue going down.
What are you doing?
And he's like, what are you doing?
Come here.
Okay, so make sure, yep, you get him down there. Yep.
Good boy.
So this time, instead of showing the treat between your fingers, you're gonna kind of cover it with your two fingers.
Oh, okay.
And have your fingers the same way, and just show it if you need to. So lower. Yep.
Good
Good.
boy. Should I help it, tip my hand back to help him if he's trying to get out?
If he needs help, you
Okay.
can definitely help him. Yep. And down.
Good
Good.
boy.
He's eating it down there. And good. Yep. And don't let him see the treat in the hand anymore. So he's going to reset himself. Or not. Good. And go ahead.
Oh, you sound upset.
And now wait longer this time. See if he stays or if he goes back up. Good? Yep.
Quack, quack.
Can't tell what he's doing. Don't reward this one because he's all like funky.
Yeah.
So you can probably reset him, maybe put him on the perch or get him back up somehow. Okay, and now go ahead and cue him again. Good. Yep, good.
Stick your tongue out.
And now hold your hand, your cueing hand, which is that one.
Uh-huh.
Hold it lower and kind of out of sight.
Okay, so we're
While
not
he's
lowering
just
so
up?
much as much.
Yeah, so next time he comes to your hand, hold this hand where like he cannot see the treats, it's like down.
Uh-huh.
Have him here, and then just take your whole fist and just kind of wiggle it a little bit.
Okay.
Where he can't see the treats, and he should offer the behavior, and then you can bring a treat to him.
Okay. Maybe you want some more?
But that way he's not being lured anymore.
He said no.
Which is funny because we like already trained it in the amount of time
I
that it took
know.
you to go get a hooker.
Hey, buddy.
So down lower.
Hey, come here.
I know, sorry, that was a lot that changed behind you at the same time.
Ollie, do you want to do it?
And so, did you see that face wiping? I know you just
Yeah.
looked away.
He was, like,
did you
wiping
see him
his
like wipe his beak on?
I was.
Okay, so when he wipes his face like that, that means they're getting satiated. So he's
Oh.
getting full, and you
Okay.
do not want to keep training
Gotcha.
because his food motivation is gone.
What do you
Usually at
have to
master classes, if we see that, we're like, oh, definitely done.
Okay.
Now hold it down. Yep.
Good
So
boy.
try to get
Good girl.
So we'll start in like a slow approximation like that.
Good girl.
Did you feel her body movement so much better that time?
Yes. Oh, good girl. Sorry, I didn't have that one ready.
So just make sure you aren't coming up to her. Let her only come down to
Okay.
you.
Good girl.
And you're going to need to go further down because she's a much
Yeah.
longer bird.
Good girl. There's a little piece right there. I need more pieces.
She's like, I'm ready,
I
man.
know. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to break some for you?
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah.
Good girl.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, so
goodness.
see how she brought herself back up?
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody, but it's fine. We still really like you. Yes.
Good girl.
Yeah, and she's hanging out.
Good girl.
So that would get a treat. Oh, okay. I get to give it to you. Here's a bunch of pieces. So this time, keep your hand closed.
Okay. Good girl. She's like, I'll just hang
Yeah.
out.
And try setting her back on the perch so we can restart it.
Good girl, Lollipop. Can you do it again?
She's like, do you want all these other tricks first? Okay, and down.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Reaching again.
Yeah, she looks great. They look
Girl.
good. So the bigger thing will just be that you don't hold your hand like full open with treats, that you
Right.
actually like set it down and out of the way so
Okay.
that she resets herself and goes, okay, when I go down, I get the treat.
Okay, so then here, do I move it away?
Yeah, so you would want to be lower and then without showing the treats, so close your hand and just wiggle down below. Yep. And see if she'll come down. Yep.
Good girl.
And then give her the treat. So wait a second so that she does the behavior fully.
Uh-huh.
And it's like one Mississippi treat.
Okay.
That way she's not like, I'm coming to the food. She's like, I'm doing the behavior for the food reward. Does that
Okay.
make more sense?
Yes. Not so much luring.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's reset because you're all fingers on.
It looks really good though. She's doing great.
Yeah, good girl. Oh, good.
Good. Did you feel like the speed of that?
Yes.
That was,
She was like, I know
really
what I'm
nice.
doing.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. I know, what am I doing? I'm moving.
We are going through this, huh?
Yeah, they're like, we know.
Good girl.
Yay.
Good girl.
Well, now we know what we're going to have them do in the photos tomorrow.
She learned that really fast. Yeah, that's the thing with her is I don't know how to teach stuff. So like when I know how to do it, she's like, cool, got it. What's next?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I kind of was doubting Indy's trainability, but really I think that the issue was my communicating with him. was maybe giving him some confusion. But once Jamie pointed out kind of how I could communicate more clearly, he picked it up really quickly. Yeah. And so it went really well.
Way to go, Lily. You were in the video, girlie. What are you doing? Kisses.
That was perfect.
So many kisses.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. You say it. Your turn. You stick your tongue out? Yeah, good girl. Yeah, I remember seeing your video about capturing.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just cleaning her room and she stuck her tongue out. She was like playing with it, and I was like, oh my god. And I got it.
I feel like capturing is one of those amazing tools you can use to capture something really unique that would be very hard to formally train.
Yes, because how do you get them to stick their tongue out?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she just did it one day, and now it's like one of her favorite things. Yeah.
Probably because the reaction it gets, everyone's like, that's awesome.
Yes. Honeybob, can I have tickles? Oh, thank you for kisses. Thank you. Very sweet. Quack, quack.
That one's really clear.
Yeah. That's her favorite. She learned it from Peppa Pig.
I was gonna say, where did she learn that?
Yeah. Can you do high five? Yeah, that's a tickle. You know?
I was like, that's a pretty spastic high five.
Can I have tickle? Good girl. Tickle. Sorry, I put my hand away a little quicker.
If you literally have a conversation, I know it sounds kind of silly, but if you have a conversation with them and you're just like, Ollie, do you want to go to the perch? Ollie, will you go to the perch? Then you're looking for an answer. Like, is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that a maybe? Is that a I need more information? And so you could literally say like, Ollie, do you want to go to the perch? And if you get a no, you're like, oh, why not? And just literally have the conversation out loud, because you're basically just vocalizing what you're seeing, and then it's easier to work through it. Because it can be like, why not? I have a treat over here for you. Now will you do it? What if you'll do it for a larger treat? Do you need to be closer? And like literally just talk her through it, because it's talking you through the thought process
that's
too.
Smart. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I know. I feel silly because when I watch my videos back, I'm like having full conversations with birds, but it's because they're responding with their body language. So, and I think that I'm more in tune with it when I vocalize it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you'll be able to kind of see more clearly like what's happening. So as far as her just being like hyper or like overstimulated and wanting to chew on me and stuff, is it just more just kind of environmental preventative stuff, or is there anything I could do in that moment?
I think that it's a mixture of both. I think what happens when you spend a lot of time with your birds outside of their cage and stuff is accidental reinforcement and accidental punishment. So typically why we see birds like retreat to the shoulder, it's an avoidance behavior. So they're avoiding your hand now because your hand's going to bring them or take them somewhere where they don't want to be. Yeah. And they can avoid you up here. And a lot of people will be like, oh, come on, let me get you. And then they can't. And then they're like, oh, forget it. Or they'll pet them and they'll add reinforcement to the behavior of which they were just like being like, no, no, no. And you're like, good job saying no. Okay, so I think with you and her specifically, she's accidentally reinforced a lot by your reaction and response. So when you get excited or happy about something, or you use a specific tone or pitch in your voice, she's reinforced. And so you'll just have to be really specific about how you like look at it like you're giving a treat with your praise.
Right.
Because it's the same amount of power. Yeah.
So what would be better to do? Maybe like a distraction, like move him over there and give him something, or?
It would be better to have him move himself, or recognize like, hey, the backpack's a problem, so we move the backpack out of the equation so that that behavior is no longer happening on its own. Or we recognize like maybe he's been out too long and he's just doing anything for attention, and so we need to just like take a break. It could also be like stationing, so asking him to remove himself versus you removing him.
Right. Okay.
Did you have another thought?
Yeah, another thought is like, so I have a philosophy of fly the helicopter at 70%, and there's a whole story behind it. But basically, my buddy was teaching me to fly his helicopter, and he's like, fly it at 70% power. And I said, why? And he said, well, we're going to go left up here into the canyon, and we don't know if the canyon continues or if it ends. We need that 30% to get out of trouble. I'm like, got it. That's how parrots are. So basically, instead of them being like full, like Jamie was saying, they're satiated, they're full with the training, we have no more power to influence their decision-making process. So in that same scenario where he was jumping here, if I still have 30% food motivation left, I could just say, oh, here, fly to me for a treat. And then that choice was his decision. And we're not accidentally punishing. We're just recognizing like we're probably at the end of the tolerance of having him out.
So stop while you're ahead.
The answer is you always want to avoid the unwanted behavior. So if we know that that unwanted behavior is coming up, we need to use whatever power we have left in the treats or other outside motivators. Like how do we make him want to do the decision that we want him to make? And that's often through treats. But
yeah, because if you're just working in the consequence side where the behavior's already been done and you're like, now what do I do? That it's presented itself, you've kind of already lost.
Right.
Because you're always having to play catch up and you're always having to be
jumping
like...
here was self-reinforcing. He went here because he wanted to.
Yeah.
And I'm just using this example. This is like super insignificant. But,
yeah.
But like, he chose to go here and we're like, you can't be there. He's like, well then why the hell's up there? Right? So over time, we're just like moving him, he's going to learn to avoid your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, think about anywhere they choose to go is because they want to go there.
Right.
And so then if we're changing it, like the same situations, I just say like, hey, here's a treat, come to me. Now all of a sudden he's like, oh, cool. And like, I didn't punish this. I gave him a better option to go do something that I actually wanted. But he made the choice. And so that's kind of where that goes. So like if you find that there's a scenario that kind of went unwanted, like what can you do to make him choose to get out of that situation? And then that's how it goes better.
Okay, Allie, we're gonna come in your room.
Can we come in your room? Oh my gosh, you guys watch Peppa Pig? That is adorable.
I took 9. Yeah, I did, I think, slightly overcommit.
This is our lifetime. Okay, ready? Look out! Parrots are the third most popular pet in the entire world, yet the #1 most rehomed. If you're interested in joining our mission of saving parrots one person at a time, visit BirdTricks.com to learn more about our parrot training courses, organic bird food, all-natural parrot toy line, and much, much more. When we know better, we do better. It's through you that we can help people offer only the best quality products to their parrots, along with the knowledge they need to live in harmony with their birds through permission-based training. Visit BirdTricks.com today to learn more.